Hello there YouTube, it's Gojira Prime with another Transformers video review, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the modern interpretation of the Transformers Autobot Minibots. Now the Minibots from the original G1 series I originally looked at several videos ago, and I had a look at them all at once because they were very simple transformations, very simple figures, and all very, very nice actually as well. They're all quite nice little figures at the end of the day. But instead today what I wanted to do was I wanted to take a look at their modern day counterparts. Now I have here before the camera the Minibots that I do have currently in my collection. They're from a few different lines. I don't have all the Minibots currently. I don't have Bumblebee, obviously, either the Titans Return version or the newer Netflix version. The Netflix version I'm actually struggling to find, so if I can't find it soon, I'll just get the Titans Return version of Bumblebee. And I also don't have Powerglide here as well, and I'm obviously missing Huffer, who I'll be looking to get when he comes out as part of the Kingdom line, and then there is also Gears, who I'm also missing as well, but you never know, hopefully we'll get a figure of that character also, and obviously Warpath will be coming out soon as well, as part of the Kingdom line too, and I'll be looking to add them to this little collection. So just to run through the ones I have got here, first off we'll just start with Windcharger, who I believe is from the Universe line, possibly. I might be wrong on that one, but he's probably the oldest out of the Minibots here that I've had. If memory serves me correctly, I think this is meant to be a Pontiac Trans Am Firebird, which most people will remember as the car from Knight Rider. It doesn't really resemble that very well, in my opinion, but all in all, it's not a bad little car mode. Very, very simple. And everything folds up. You can see the robot's his face here and his chest. It's got a nice bit of molded detail here, Autobot logo on the bonnet. But yeah, it's okay. The next one I have here is Brawn. This is Brawn from the Titans Returns line. It's meant to be a modern-day interpretation of a 4x4 vehicle. I believe the original Brawn was meant to be a Land Rover. But yeah, this is quite a nice little vehicle. Again, very, very simple. Everything folds away. You can still see the robot's head there, but doesn't matter. Very, very simple vehicle mode, very, very simple robot mode, but still very, very good. And you can fit a Titans figure in there if you do wish. But yeah, I quite like the figure, quite like the vehicle mode. It's got some nice molded detailing on it. Yeah, all in all, very, very nice, very, very simple. Now, some of these more recent editions, we have Cliffjumper here from the Earthrise line. I really do like this mold. I really do like the car and the robot mode. Nice Autobot logo on the front there. He doesn't have an Autobot logo when he's in robot mode, so I'll probably have to get an additional sticker, I think, possibly somewhere. I'm still thinking about it. But everything folds away very, very nicely. It is a bit parts for me with this back section, but that doesn't bother me in the slightest. Yeah, really, really nice car mode, really, really nice robot mode. I've been wanting to get a Cliffjumper for ages, and this was a very, very welcome addition to my Generations collection. Now, Cosmos here is a figure I got in the last few weeks. I wasn't originally, this is the Cosmos from the Titans Return line. I wasn't originally going to get this, or any of the Titans Return, the Season 2 Minibots here, until I decided to expand my collection's range a little bit into the Season 2 and Season 3 eras a bit more than what they currently are. Now, Cosmos is just meant to be a flying saucer. It's not based on any particular Earth mode. So I suppose this is probably a Cybertonian vehicle mode more than anything. But it's actually quite nice. It's a nice shade of green with some yellow highlights. You've got some yellow engines at the back here and some blasters at the front. They're molded in. They don't actually fire any missiles or anything like that. Obviously, his head sticks out the top here as it did in the original mode. But yeah, really, really nice flying saucer vehicle there. And the robot mode's not too bad either. Then we have Sea Spray, who is his traditional blue and white and yellow hovercraft. Again, it's another nice little vehicle mode, very simple, quite well detailed, I think, with all the paint applications that are on here. It has more paint applications than Cliff Jumper anyway. Again, very, very nice vehicle mode, very, very nice robot mode, and the rotors do spin round, which is always an added bonus. You can have his robot head out if you want in vehicle mode, or you can just keep this flap up to conceal the face somewhat. And again, this is obviously a figure from the Titans line as well, but still a very, very good figure nonetheless. And then my most recent addition, we have Beachcomber. Again, this is another figure from the Titans Return line. You can fit a Titans class figure in the seat section here. This figure I'm kind of on the fence about, really. It's not bad. I was hoping maybe for a little bit more from it, but all in all, it's not bad in any that. It's not that bad. My biggest complaint is probably this section here, where when you transform him, you pull the figure out a bit, and then the head disappears into this hole here. That's probably my biggest complaint about the whole figure, really, more than anything. But again, it's got quite nice paint on it. Autobot logos on the feet section here, and decent molded detailing on the body section here. Now, the reason I have Earthrise Optimus Prime stationed at the back here is because one of my biggest complaints about the Earthrise Optimus Prime figure is that with the original Optimus Prime, you could get any sized figure in vehicle mode into his trailer section. Now, with the Earthrise Prime, if I just open up the trailer here a bit, and I'll tell you, yeah, that's fine. Now, I've got here the deluxe Red Alert figure. Now, in the original Optimus Prime, you could put any sized vehicle in this trailer section and it would all fold up. Now, with Prime, that's a bit more difficult. You do struggle a bit. It doesn't really want to close very well. You kind of got to force it, and yeah, it just doesn't want to do it. At least with Red Alert anyway. And now I'm struggling to get him open. There we go. At least with Red Alert anyway, it doesn't really want to close, and you can forget it when you've got a figure like Hoist here. There's no way this trailer is going to encompass this vehicle mode. Now, luckily, I think now, looking back at it, I think this trailer was designed more in line with the Legends figures from the last few range of toys, and obviously the Earthrise and the Kingdom line, because you can take Beachcomber here, and the trailer folds up perfectly and will close as well. Getting him out's a bit more of a problem. He doesn't just roll out very well. But you can get Beachcomber in there. Brawn goes in there fairly easily. I'll just close this up, actually. So Brawn goes in there very, very easily. Comes out very, very easily as well. Same with Windcharger. Goes straight in. Comes straight out. Cliff Jumper. No problem getting it in there. And no problem getting it out. Even sea spray will go in and come back out again. Obviously, the only one it won't work with is Cosmos, but he never actually got into Optimus Prime's trailer anyway, so that's not really much of an issue for me. So it's pretty obvious now to me, after my rant that I had about this Optimus Prime figure and the whole trailer issue I had with it, that the trailer section is intended more for these Legends class figures than the Deluxe class figures. And I imagine that's something that a lot of other Transformers fans have realized as well when they've gotten this thing out and had a bit of a play with it. It just makes a lot more sense now that I have these Legends figures and that I've started to experiment with them in regard to the trailer section. I still do wish this was a lot bigger than what it is, but now that I do have these Legends figures with the Earthrise Optimus Prime, the size of the trailer makes a lot more sense to me. So what I'll do is I'm going to pause the video, I'm going to get these guys transformed into their robot modes, and we'll take a look at them together as robots. Okay, so here we are with all the Minibots transformed and standing next to Optimus Prime. Now I have to admit, for modern day interpretation of the Minibots, these guys are all really, really nice. I really, really do enjoy all of them. Just to run through them all very, very quickly, here we have Brawn from the Titans Returns line. If we can just get this to focus, there we go. And I think this is a really good modern-day interpretation of Brawn. For those of us who are familiar with the character from the G1 days, you've got this big yellow chest section with the Autobot logo, that distinctive head sculpt there. So, yeah, very, very nice Brawn figure. Probably the best of the version of the character we're going to see for a little while. But, yeah, all very, very nice. Then we have Windcharger. This is pretty much what the character looked like in the original G1 cartoon. Windcharger has always felt odd for me. I don't know. There's just something about the plastic quality with this figure. I don't know if it was just like, done on the cheap side. But the Windchargers, I think, have always had a bit of a rough run when it comes to how they look. There's not a lot very much exciting about the character. You know, red arms, red leg, grey chest, and not the most interesting of faces. I hate to say it, but he's more like a GoBot than anything. That's the best way I can describe him. He's like a GoBot. Then we've got Beachcomber. I really like this version of Beachcomber. I don't have the original G1 version, but, from the TV show, this is pretty good. The head sculpt is pretty much spot on for Beachcomber. You've got that very distinctive head with the silver visor or glasses. But yeah, I really, really like how this guy looks. Everything, looks very, very nice to him. I like the engine on the back of here as well. But yeah, very, very nice figure. These figures all have about the same amount of articulation, by the way. They all have, just use Beachcomber example, all the arms move. They've got elbow articulation, some limited leg articulation as well. They can bend at the knees, and that's about it. So they're not, you can pose them, but you can't do some of them, as much posing as you would want with, say, like a Deluxe or a Voyager figure. Then we have Cosmos here. Very distinctive green and yellow color scheme and that red helmet with blasters on his legs. And then his hands are just molded into the arms, pretty much like with all of these figures, really. But yeah, he's a very nice figure as well. I like all the detailing on him. Some molded, some painted, or some stickered. All very, very nice. If my camera would focus up better, you could see it a bit better. There we go. But yeah, very, very nice figure in robot mode. And I think this mold has been reused once for a different character, but the character's name eludes me at this moment in time. And I think he's actually the smallest of them all as well, actually. Then we get Sea Spray. Again, really, really nice in vehicle mode. Really, really nice in robot mode as well. Bit chunkier, I think, than some of the others. Definitely has massive feet syndrome. But all in all, a very, very nice figure and pretty close to what the character looked like in the original G1. The head sculpt, not too sure about the head sculpt, if it's a pretty dead-on match or a slight interpretation, but very, very nice all in all. And if you are familiar with your G1 characters, obviously you'll instantly recognize that as Sea Spray. And then finally, the more recent addition to the lineup is Cliffjumper. And this is probably my favorite out of all of them. Again, he does suffer from a bit of a big feet syndrome, but this is pretty much spot on for Cliffjumper. The head sculpt is really, really good. Really fantastic. And this particular mold has been done to death now, I think. It's been done as Cliffjumper. It's been done as Hubcap. It's been done as Bugbite. And now, obviously, it's had a massive retooling and turned into Bumblebee, of all things now as well. So this is the current collection of minifigures I do have. They're all really, really nice figures. If you can get a hold of them, I recommend getting them. You know, they're not too expensive individually, and sometimes you can find them on eBay, especially the Titans figures selling as groups. Obviously, I think you're probably going to struggle a bit trying to get Cliffjumper these days. He is, sold out everywhere now, and it's quite a popular thing. But all in all, I really do like these figures. I like how they scale up with the more modern Optimus Prime and Deluxe class figures. They all look really, really good. Decent articulation. Lots of nice detailing on the figures, so they are definitely worth getting, I think, at the end of the day, if you are looking to create a more modern G1 collection. So there you go. Those are my thoughts on the current renditioning of the Minibot figures for the Autobots. I hope you've liked the video. Please do hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you again soon.